This card, the Hierophant, which is now assigned to this year, to 2021. It's sometimes called the High Priest in some decks. It's not strictly accurate that way. Hierophant is the name taken from the chief officer of the Eleusinian Mysteries, and it means the giver of secret knowledge. So I suppose it's similar to the idea in the East of guru, a guru who gives sacred knowledge to their students. Anyway, this name has come back in some of the older decks. It's also called the Pope, but that's because at the period when those decks were done, of course, all of Europe was Catholic, so the Pope was seen as the fount of knowledge. So Hierophant is better because it takes it back to the older mysteries. Although, of course, the Hierophant is still shown in what would used to be regarded as papal insignia. But we're looking now at the esoteric meanings of the figures on the card. The card itself is assigned to the sign of the zodiac of Taurus, the bull, which is ruled by the planet Venus, and also to the faculty of hearing. So here we have the idea of, there's the one giving the secret wisdom, speaking it, and so we need to practice hearing, clear hearing, to benefit from it. The Hierophant is shown in this grey stone temple, grey being the colour tone for wisdom in the Kabbalistic system. And the idea of the bull is picked up with these little motifs of circles and horns decorating the sides of the throne. What is distinctive is that the Hierophant is wearing a distinctive crown and also a distinctive cross. This crown is probably known to some of you as the papal tiara. There's the hat with the three crowns on it. Originally, of course, it was the white crown of Upper Egypt, and then the tiaras, the small crowns, got added to it. And there's a small sphere at the top. And this cross, also known in heraldry as the papal cross, has 3 bars and a small sphere. So we're not really concerned with the history, we're concerned with the esoteric symbolism. And so this threefold division with the sphere on top counts as the 4 worlds of the Kabbalistic system. So we have the sphere of Absolute, the divine frequency, the first bar representing Bria, the spiritual level, Yetzirah, the astral level, and the final 4th being Asya, the physical level. In other words, the Hierophant is some figure whose consciousness spans all 4 worlds. Now, because the key to this is that the Hierophant is our own divine inner self, of course, it spans all of these levels. Here in front we have 2 figures on each side, kneeling in attitudes of attention and reverence, with the folded hands and the open palms being attention, receptivity. And they represent the 2 aspects of our ordinary awareness. So that is the subconscious mind and the ordinary ego, the personality. The subconscious mind is always represented by the white lilies. You see this elsewhere in the tarot sequence. And the red rose always represents desire, desire is something which arises from the ego. Now, I'm not saying this in a derogatory way. Desire is quite legitimate. After all, it's how we decide how to do things or how we will proceed. What desire needs is to be purified from selfishness. It doesn't mean to kill desire itself. So anyway, in other words, to receive now from the Hierophant, from your own inner self, you need to enter into a state in which your subconscious mind is open and receptive, and the ordinary personality is quiet, is turned inwards to hear the still small voice that issues from the Hierophant. The colour tones really simply reinforce what I've just said. You probably can't see it too well. The clasp that holds the cloak together is actually shaped like a crescent moon lying on its back. Those of you who are familiar with the Tattva symbols will know that this is the symbol of Apas, and it's also assigned to the throat chakra, to the throat center. The throat center itself is called in alchemy the inner Venus. Again, this quality of hearing is reinforced by, if we look at the lappets, these ribbons that fall from the back of the crown, normally they would hang down the back on the shoulders of the person wearing this kind of headdress. But here they're deliberately brought forward. Why? To signify the ear. Again, it's to bring one's attention to the hearing. This is the quality that's necessary for this. So, this is the card of the Hierophant, numbered 5. The Hebrew letter associated to it, Vav, simply means a nail. Now, nail is very important because nail joins things together. You have two pieces of wood, you fasten them together by nailing them together. In fact, in Hebrew, the Vav is used in the same way as the English word and. It joins two words together, Peter and John. It's used in that particular way. So this is a profound sense. It's being used here as a sense of union. The word yoga means union. This card is used to try and tune into one's own deeper, spiritual, immortal self, the true self. The true self, which already has knowledge. As it said, if you can quieten the mind, remove all expectation and agendas, and enter within the cave of the heart, where the eternal teacher, the Hierophant, resides. There you can learn more than all the books of the world can possibly teach you. So this is the Hierophant, the teacher of gods and men.